Hey, thanks for joining me. We spend so much time and effort trying to make our homes a safe haven, right? A real sanctuary for our families. But what if the biggest danger wasn't something you could see or lock out? What if it's already inside?
Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine a threat that's totally invisible. No smell, no taste, not a thing. It could be in the very air you're breathing right now, day after day, and you'd have absolutely no clue.
And that's what we're talking about today. This unseen menace, this often overlooked part of keeping your home safe, it's all about the air we breathe indoors. Because really, making your home truly safe isn't just about the obvious stuff. It's about the quality of the air you breathe every single day. That's absolutely fundamental for your family's health in the long run. So, let's pull back the curtain on this thing.
All right, so let's get right to it. What are we actually talking about here? What is this invisible guest hanging out in our homes?
The culprit? It's called radon. And yep, it's a naturally occurring radioactive gas. It comes from the normal decay of uranium in the soil and rocks under your house. The problem is, it can seep up through tiny cracks in your foundation and get trapped inside our well-sealed homes, where it can build up to some pretty dangerous levels. So why is this such a big deal? Well, for starters, radon is the leading cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's huge. But what makes it so incredibly dangerous is how sneaky it is. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. So it can just quietly compromise the air in your home, threatening your family's health without a single warning sign. Okay, I get it. Hearing about a hidden danger like this can be a little unsettling. But listen, knowledge is power, right? The next step isn't about being scared, it's about taking control. It's about getting the information you need to protect your space.
So, how in the world do you fight an enemy you can't even see? If you can't detect it yourself, where do you even begin? Well, the answer is actually a lot simpler than you might think. You start by making the invisible visible, and you do that with testing. This all kicks off with what's called a discovery process. It usually starts with an in-home consultation so a pro can understand the unique layout of your house. Then comes the precise examination, the actual testing to measure the radon levels. From there, you get the vital insights you need to figure out what to do next. And this is so important to remember. Testing isn't just some passive thing you do. It's actually really empowering. It's all about getting the cold, hard facts you need to fortify your home and turn some unknown risk into a known and, more importantly, a solvable problem. Okay, so you've done the test, you've got the numbers, now what? Well, that knowledge gives you a super clear path forward to creating a much safer, healthier home for you and your family. Because look, knowledge is the first step, but action is what really counts. Getting those test results is absolutely crucial, don't get me wrong. But the real goal here is to act on that knowledge to bring that risk down and make your air better.
And that's the whole point, right? It's about this transformation. You go from this place of uncertainty, maybe even worrying about this invisible threat, to having real peace of mind. You get a healthier home, and you get the security that comes with knowing you've actively protected your living space.
So how is it fixed? Well, this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It's all about a tailored strategy designed specifically for your house. Usually, it involves installing what's called a mitigation system. Basically, it's a ventilation system with a fan that pulls the radon gas from under your house and vents it safely outside. It's a permanent fix that restores your home's air quality for good.
All right, let's tie this all together. We started by identifying this totally invisible threat. Now we see there's a really clear, effective way to make sure your home is safe from it. When you think about it, it really just boils down to three simple, straightforward steps. First, get informed. Understand what radon is and what the risks are. Second, get tested. Find out what the levels are in your home. And third, if you need to, get protected. Put a professional system in place. And really, that's the big takeaway here. Securing your family's well-being truly starts with understanding the air you breathe every day. A genuinely safe home is one where the air is just as clean and healthy as everything else you see. It's probably one of the most important things you can do for your family's health. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Is your home truly as safe as it could be? It's a really important thing to consider. And taking that first step to find out, well, that's the key to making sure you can confidently say yes. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.